All right, we should be live on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. And we're coming to you live today from another location of the San Francisco Bay Trail I haven't been to in a while. Over here in the Redwood Shores area. On the other side of San Carlos is Redwood Shores. Still technically considered Redwood City. It's actually Redwood City, but it's labeled Redwood Shores because it's right by, the shore of the bay. But anyway, we're not here for a geography lesson of the San Francisco Bay Area today. We're here to talk about everything bad about the gig economy, offline and online, and that's what I'm going to be discussing here today. I got to tell you, I decided to do this today because there's been so much going on in the gig world, and the gig world affects everyone, whether you're a part of it, driving, using it, or just not using it or not driving. Regardless of who you are, it affects every single person. One way or another. That is my interest. And part of what I do out here on YouTube is business coaching as well as personal coaching. And I just see everything. I'm layered up because it's a little chilly. It's about 54 degrees, 52 to 54 degrees. A little warmer than last night. And it's not going to rain. That's the cool thing. Like there's no rain in sight in the forecast. The sun is out, but it's still chilly. And so that's why I'm doing this walk. This walk's going to be, I'd say, at least an hour and 45 minutes. This part of the trail is about 2 miles out and 2 miles back, so it's an extra half mile. And I typically stop more times. There's somebody coming, so I'm going to pull on over here. Let them pass. I typically stop more times and respond to more chat messages during this particular walk of the SF Bay Trail. So I'm actually heading to the trail right now. If you haven't seen me walk this trail before, you gotta park in the parking lot where I did, and then you gotta walk about a little more than a quarter mile to get to the trail, which is right by, I believe it's a Courtyard by Marriott over here too. There's another hotel. You can't park there to walk the trail. You'll get towed. Now, hey Z Prod, hey Nuclear Heat Graphics, DoorDash has really slowed down around me. I'm gonna have to look for something new and just do it as a side gig. Oh, that's how you found about the channel here, through the gig economy. Yeah, I'll share my thoughts about that. And I'm glad you mentioned that because, by the way, is the sound okay? Am I coming through the headset microphone? AZ Prod, you're good at doing the sound check. AZ Prod, I'm sure you've heard some things happening through the gig community. I'm going to talk about it because it it's right up my alley. It's right up my alley regarding how pathetic modern day men are. Most modern day men are just pathetic. I'm a man saying that about my own kind. And YouTube is just exposing more so how pathetic modern day men are. They're coming out here on YouTube and talking about things that I would never talk about. I'm not saying I haven't made a lot of these mistakes in the past. I have. And I've pretty much talked about most things, that I'm not too proud of. But there are certain things that you just got to keep to yourself because you just got to keep them to yourselves. But some men need validation so badly that, oh my God, the things that they talk about publicly on live streams out here on YouTube. And they come on these panels and they feel like they're having a conference, like a private conference call. Remember, we used to have those 3-way, 4-way calls. You can still do them on your cell phone today. But these men get on a panel on YouTube and they forget that they're live on the air. Or maybe they don't and just don't care. I can't believe my eyes and ears. It's very sad. Most of these 40-year-old men on YouTube are a joke these days. Sounds good, brother. Thank you, bro. There's a lot to talk about here on this show, and everyone will get value. Whether you're a YouTube content creator, a content consumer, whether you're involved in the gig economy or not, whether you're a driver or have been a driver in the past like me, or never been a driver, whether you use these apps for their services or not, you are all affected. The economy is completely affected, in my opinion, at this time, and has been for the last few years, by the gig apps. DoorDash, Uber Eats, more so. It's DoorDash and Uber. DoorDash and Uber are the top two right now, because Uber also does rideshare. And then we have Lyft. That's the only main competitor to Uber, right? So you have DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, and Grubhub is somehow barely hanging on, right? I'm going to show you the sites as I walk in here because some of you haven't seen this. So this is the hotel here. I believe this is a Courtyard by Marriott. And there's a path you walk along here. And this is the San Carlos Airport. When I walk the other part of the trail, this is where the planes are flying into. You can see the hangars here. We're going to pass by the hangars, and I got to tell you folks, I've lived here all my life. And when I was younger, I just did not even understand to realize the amazing beauty here. And I so greatly appreciate the amazing beauty. And that's why I like taking these walks with you folks and talking while I walk. You get to see beautiful scenery. I get my exercise in for the day. And we talk about what's relevant. We talk about what's truly going to help people better their lives. We also talk about the dumb shit that both men and women do, especially online, like on YouTube. That's a jackrabbit right there. But it's more so the men. The men are the problem. The men are the problem. See? Here's the side view. The back side. The runway is on the other side. Let's continue. How is this bending here? Okay, let me see. Okay. All right, we're good. Give me a second. Let me check to make sure we're still charging. All right. All right. We are back live. We are back live. Yeah, we are charging it. Everything is good. Yeah. Just a second. Just a second here. All right. Let's continue. Yeah, look at this, folks. You tell me you walk onto the trail. Let's just take a moment here. A moment from all the unnecessary drama. And just take a look. And folks, you probably have trails like this in your backyard that you may not even be aware of, that you could be walking daily, enjoying the beauty, and getting some great exercise as well. All right. Now we've got some people on the trail here, some families and stuff, because it is a nice day. Like, we've been getting some rain here lately, and today there's a break in the rain. The sun is out. Yes, it is a little chilly, so I have my gloves on and I'm layered up, but it's just a beautiful day for a walk. Perfect for a walk. 18 in the box, 6 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash the thumbs up and share this out. Now, this first part, I got to be a little quiet because this is where most of the people walk on this paved part. It goes into a dirt trail you'll see in a bit. I'm going to surpass these people here. Give me a second. All right. I really tried to do this without interrupting people and, protecting the safety of children and all that. And it can be quite a challenge at times, I'll tell you. But let me just take this moment here. If you're a part of the gig economy, I really would like for you to chat here. Unfortunately, the streams here have gone to members only chat, at least for the time being, and most of them will more than likely be members only chat for the foreseeable future. So if you want to chat here, you either have to be a moderator. If you're a moderator, then you can chat for free on these in these members only chats. If not, you need to purchase at least a $2.99 channel membership. Let me just wait for these people to pass on by. Okay, we're good. Now that kid up front there, maybe he's out here on his own, but I think he's old enough to ride his own bike unattended. So he's probably 14, which, Kappa is under 13 is Kappa. So if you're 13 and older, you're okay. If you're under 13, YouTube has strict rules on having kids on camera. You can have them on camera if your content is not made for kids, but it's still not worth the risk. The Federal Trade Commission a few years back fined YouTube like $170 something thousand. And YouTube's monetization policies changed for kids channels that were making some people a lot of money, but a lot of people were taking advantage of that market. And pretty much the FTC came in and said, we can't tolerate this anymore. We got to protect the kids, and we can't be using kids under 13 and market to them, because they're watching that content and they're watching the ads, and then they're going to mom and dad, and they're all tainted with all this marketing that's not even catered to them on children's content. So that was actually a good thing that the FTC did. And everyone thought that was the end of YouTube, but it wasn't. It hasn't affected me one bit. All you gotta do is select this content is not made for kids. You can set that as the default on your channels. No problem, right? All right. So I think we're going to be in the clear from this point on. We may run into a few more people here and there, but we're going to get into the dirt section real soon, and you'll see. Like, there's a 5-star or 10 out of 5-star daycare center right there. That's the expensive premium daycare center for kids out here. And this is the back end of where I parked all the restaurants, the backside, right by the water. That's why they call it Redwood Shores. The trail that I'm on doesn't do the trail justice. I mean, the trail I'm on is a pretty cool trail. This one of my favorites. And then there's another one that I go one exit down, which is closer to Belmont, one city north. Right now I'm in Redwood Shores, Redwood City / San Carlos. But the one further north is really nice too. It's called the Belmont Sleuth Trail. That's part of the name. I can't remember the full name. But we got a lot to talk about here. There's a lot to talk about regarding the, everything bad about the gig economy, offline and online. Again, to chat here, you will either need to be a moderator or purchase the $2.99 members only live chat. But if you're going to become a channel member, you might as well become a member for $2 more at the $4.99 level, because any members only live stream for the foreseeable future that I do with my girlfriend Dawn, just like we did last night, is going to be a members only live stream, which you'll be required, whether you're a moderator or not, you'll be required to purchase the $4.99 package to participate there. Hi. All right. Yeah, that kid was over 13. He said hi to me. I think he's waiting for family. Wait till you see the beautiful palm trees on this this trail. I believe those are geese over there. There's geese. There's egrets. It's all good. I imagine Grubhub will be out of business very, very soon. Yeah, AZ Prod. I was thinking by now Grubhub would be pretty close to being out of business. For some reason, they keep hanging on. And, I've been on Grubhub's wait list for about a year now. I've been on Grubhub's wait list for about a year now. And even though I plan to never drive again, who knows? But as of this point, I don't plan on ever driving again. I continue to remain on the wait list. They check in with you like once a month. We're just checking in. No spots are still available. Would you like to remove yourself or continue on the wait list? I just keep on clicking on continue on the wait list because I'm doing it more now for information purposes to serve the public, serve folks like you. And yeah, I mean, I'm here in one of the busiest markets for gig work on the planet, the San Francisco Bay Area. And I've been on the Grubhub wait list for 1 year. I've also been on Instacart's wait list for 1 year in one of the busiest markets on the planet. Give me a second, got some people passing by. It's a beautiful day. People are out. That is awesome. Now, what's cool as you get further into this trail, there's an upper trail and a lower trail. So the upper trail is typically for bicyclists, mountain bikes, dirt bikes. But I go up that trail so that way I avoid the people that are running or walking on this part. So, I try to, like I said, be as respectful as possible. Yeah, get everyone here because we're going to be talking about Sam Lee. We're going to be talking about Sam Lee. I'm sure you figured that out, AZ Prod. Holler everyone over here. Real Talk with Roy, you're a mod here. You can chat for free. I found out about what's going on with Sam Lee through Real Talk with Roy. Because honestly, I don't have time for the drama anymore, but I got to tell you, I feel for Sam Lee, and I know I can help Sam Lee. I know I can help you, Sam Lee, if someone gets him this message. Sam Lee, we'll get to you in a second. God. I had a feeling that's who you were talking about. AC Prod. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, before we get into it, AZ Prod, because you know the story, but we got to talk about it, right? We got to talk about it, John. Give me a second here. Before we get into it, as I was preparing for this stream and doing some other things around the house this morning, I was listening to Real Talk with Roy's emergency stream. Emergency stream. Roy's like, I thought I was done with these emergency streams, but I heard about what Sam Lee said on Mr. Flex's show last night, and I was like, I got to do an emergency stream. This is going to be the talk of the community for weeks and months. Probably, man. Why would you do that to yourself? So I told Dawn about what Sam Lee did, what he was sharing publicly on Flex's live stream last night, and Dawn was like shaking her head. I'm like, whoa, my God, what is up with these men nowadays? Why would you do that to yourself? AZ Prod says, I was thinking that the whole time, brother. I was thinking Eli could really help this young man out. I can, and I want to, but you want to know something? He's not going to give me the chance. What he's going to do is continue to go on drama shit show panels with Flex and always cherry pick and Torp and all these people. And I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, AZ Prod, because you're my fact checker, okay? You're the gig economy fact checker for Coach Eli. You have to fact check me. I believe Sam Lee was deactivated from DoorDash 3 weeks ago. I'm just kind of hearing this through the grapevine, through a few streams, because I don't really follow much of those drama creators. I don't have time. It's just not worth it. So I'll follow the channels like Roy. Roy is real. I like Roy. Roy will give you the synopsis in like 30 minutes to an hour instead of having to watch 4, 5, 6 hour, 7 hour streams a day. Which I can't understand how these guys find the time to do that all day, every day. Now, I used to do long streams when I first started on YouTube years ago. But I was single during that time. I was brand new. I was still building up my channels, right? But at some point, I'm like, I can't, this is not sustainable. I can't live on YouTube all day and run drama panels for pathetic weak men to share things that they should keep private. He was deactivated 3 months ago and supposedly reactivated last week. Thank you, brother. That's why you're the man. You are the official fact checker for Coach Eli of the gig economy. That's the first thing we're going to talk about here. Sam Lee. Let's get to it. This is episode, I believe, 620. I think this is 629. Episode number 629 of Walking with Purpose Live. Again, if you haven't been around for a few days, I put a bunch of videos from 2023 to private. 150 or so Walking with Purpose streams between episode 4, I think 73, and 626. We'll never see the light of day again, but we're going to continue the numbering from where it was. We're not going to redo those episodes that we've removed. They're going to go into the archive. And more than likely, they will never see the light of day. I explained why. A few streams ago. Look for that stream right here on Coach Eli 2 if you want to know why I'm not going to repeat myself. There's too much other stuff to discuss here today. But let's get to it. So Sam Lee. He's an Asian man, and I believe in his late 20s. And he's been a part of the gig community for a while. He doesn't have a channel. I've looked for his channel. I've asked people about his channel. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He just comes on to StreamYard panels and basically, just talks about, sorry to say it, the most surreal shit I've ever heard. I mean, he vomits his feelings more than any other woman I've ever seen, right? And I expect women to vomit their feelings, right? That's just normal, right? But I've never seen a guy, I mean, I've seen plenty of guys that behave very feminine, with more feminine energy than masculine energy out here on YouTube over the years. But I've never seen any guy like Sam Lee continuously come out here on this platform. He has no channel. If the guy had a channel, the guy would be trolled. Let me tell you. You tell me if I'm wrong, AZ Prod. If Sam Lee had an actual channel, especially if it was monetized and it was getting some kind of traction, that guy would be getting trolled 10 times harder than I've ever been. People would be trolling that guy like there's no tomorrow. Like there's absolutely no tomorrow. He's one messed up guy, that's for sure, says AZ Prod. Well, we got people coming on the upper trail and the lower trail, so we're going to wait here a second for these people to pass. That's why this will probably be a 2-hour stream, because I'm going to hold off and let some people pass every now and then and just show you. When Dawn gets fully recovered and is cleared from her other sinus issues and asthma issues and can do these walks, I want to bring her out here. Like, you tell me, AZ Prod, you think any chick that you're dating would love the beauty of this walk and have a picnic out here? Sounds really romantic, right? Nothing wrong with a strong man being a little sensitive every now and then when it's warranted, but when you overdo it, that's a problem, right? Give me a second here. All right. All right. So let me show you folks right here. So this is where the trail splits off to an upper trail and a lower trail. Now it's saying, please use pathway. Well, this is another path here. Is this forbidden, actually? It doesn't say to not use this, so... But this is typically where the dirt bikes go. But I just love walking up here because it's like a different feel for a little while. So, Sam Lee. I got this from Real Talk with Roy. Thank you, Real Talk with Roy, for sharing this. Apparently, Sam Lee has difficulty meeting women and becoming intimate with women the traditional way that most men, would think could accomplish, right? But since we know nowadays, like, I'd have to say probably 80% of the men on the planet are beta. They're just, I've never seen so many beta males. It's pathetic, right? And sorry, Sam Lee, I don't hate you. I like you and I want to help you, but you are as beta gets, dude. You are the poster boy of beta males, brother. I mean, and you do it to yourself, dude. You come out here on YouTube and vomit these things, like you don't care. Like, I don't care about my reputation. I don't care about what people think about me. I don't care about being trolled, harassed, or anything. So apparently, Sam Lee struggles attracting women and getting laid the traditional way, right? You meet a woman, you hit it off, you may have some sex, and that may lead into a relationship, or maybe it was just a fling, or maybe it was just a short-term romance. That's how it typically goes, right? Okay? But apparently Sam Lee struggles to attract women romantically the right way, right? So what I'm hearing is that he's been hooking up with call girls. This is what I've heard. I'm not accusing the man of anything. I'm just saying this is what I've heard. He goes out there. Sometimes he'll go hundreds of miles to do DoorDash in different areas. And while he's in those areas, I guess he stops at truck stops. He stops at truck stops and meets call girls at truck stops. You are absolutely right. He's one thirsty beta simp. AZ Pro's like, LOL. You're damn right. Trolls would have a heyday with him. Oh man, I'll tell you what. If Sam Lee had a YouTube channel, people would forget. People would stop bothering me, and they would go and say, "Man, I never thought we'd find someone." The people that don't like me think I'm a bad person. I don't think I am. Most people don't think I am, but even the people that don't like me would probably say, "I never thought I would find someone more trollable than Eli." But let's continue. I want to show you the front view here. Well, now I think we've got people that are walking the upper trail with their family. So I'm probably going to switch on over to the lower trail here in a second. We are at 34 minutes already. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? So apparently, from what I'm hearing, my source is Real Talk with Roy. I believe Roy, right? There's no reason for Roy to lie. I mean, apparently, I guess weeks ago, on one of these truck stop hookups with a girl, Sam Lee was saying that she seemed a bit shy. He never admitted to paying for a call girl or something, but you put two and two together, you know. He was saying, I guess, things like the girl was really shy and couldn't look him in the eye. And I'm going to wait because there are some people coming. Give me a second because I really want to be respectful of the people around here. Oh, my God. So I guess he was saying the girl was really, really shy and couldn't look him in the eye, right? And then he said something I just couldn't believe hearing, right? Again, my source is Roy. I trust Roy. I believe in Roy. He was saying that the woman, before I guess being intimate with him, used a Clorox wipe to clean the tip of his penis off. And I guess she had to pull back the foreskin, so he's probably uncircumcised. I'm uncircumcised too, and let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with being uncircumcised. They say sex even feels better when you're uncircumcised. So I'm not getting on the guy for that. I mean, I'm not really trying to get on him anyway. I'm just saying, why put this stuff out there, dude? And so he was saying that she used a Clorox wipe to wipe off the tip of his penis, I guess, trying to disinfect his penis. Right now, are they not using condoms? Like, first of all, I understand people don't like the feel of rubbers, right? I get that, right? But if you're going to meet with someone like at a truck stop and you're paying for it, right? Honestly, you shouldn't pay for it. It's against the law. But if you're going to do that, you gotta wrap it up times two. Because you got to worry about getting some disease. Yup, ha ha ha, I wouldn't let a woman touch my dong with a cleaning wipe. Dude, that's a bleach cleaning wipe. Clorox bleach. In essence, if what he's saying is true, that woman was putting bleach on the tip of his penis. And then he was saying my penis was irritated for weeks. Well, no shit, dude. You don't put bleach on your penis. I mean, God. This has got to be literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard, period, man. I had to talk about it. I had to talk about this. Nuclear heat grabbers. WTF, why would he volunteer this info? Well, we're going to get to that, nuclear heat graphics. I'm going to share my opinions on why he did it. And I'm sure AZ Prod knows because, he's been following me for a while, and him and I have been chatting for a while. Give me a second here. So it's such a nice day. There are lots of people on the trail, on the upper and the lower trail. This is what happens when you have a nice day. But you got to glove up. I mean, it is cold. I'm glad I put my gloves on. So I got to be quiet here for a little bit. And look, we've got some leftover water. So we're going to actually come this way. I think it's dry enough here. I don't have hiking boots on, but they would be helpful right now. I'm good. Give me a second here. I got to get through this. We've got the senior citizens up there on the upper trail, so I'm going to come over here. The proper term is senior citizens, not old folks. Senior citizens. So, first of all, you're sleeping with a call girl at a truck stop, You're paying her. That's against the law. You're volunteering that information. You're admitting that publicly on a stream that can be used against you to incriminate you. That's dumb in the first place. First of all, forget about, the law is important. You got to abide by the law. But you got to provide, you got to abide by the law of your penis, dude, and not get a disease or burn your penis. Dude, what the hell is wrong with this guy? This is, I swear to God, I've done some dumb shit in my life, right? I'm not going to lie. I've done some dumb stuff. I was young. I made mistakes, but never, ever, ever, ever never, ever, ever have I let a woman do that to me. And first of all, I never met women in truck stops. I've always met women in respectful places. I've always met women that more than likely were not going to have a disease and trustworthy. You can't trust women that are charging you to sleep with them that you meet at a truck stop, that they're going to be clean. And then they're worried about your pee-pee, and they're using Clorox disinfected wipes. I can't even say Clorox disinfecting wipes that have bleach. Because he's a weirdo at nuclear heat graphics. Well, you would think that someone like that's a weirdo. And there's a lot more to it than that. What this all boils down to is he's a very insecure man. He has no self-love. He has no self-respect. And he's seeking validation from everyone out here on YouTube. That's why he goes on these panels. The truth of the matter is this is his outlet. YouTube is this guy's outlet. He has no girlfriend. He probably doesn't have a social life. Doesn't even have a YouTube channel. At least get a YouTube channel and get it monetized and make some money. If you're going to humiliate yourself, bro, at this level, at least get paid to self-humiliate yourself, dude. That's a fact, Coach. 100% a very insecure guy. Yeah, extremely insecure. Biggest turnoff to women is an insecure man. Right? Because if you have no confidence that you can meet a woman the right way and get laid for free, then how can you even expect a call girl to respect you or trust you to pay her to sleep with her, which is against the law in the first place, right? Give me a second, gotta blow my nose. You can see what the rain did to this trail. But that's good. We need the rain. We got very good rain last year, and if we get just supplemental rain this year, we're still going to be just fine. He's a very insecure guy who has no self-love, no self-respect. A lot of that probably has to do with his upbringing. I don't know if he came from a broken household. Maybe his father was a beta and his mother wore the pants in the marriage. But something just isn't right with him. And the bottom line is he's not a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's not a threat to society. He's not. He's not a bad guy. He's just a very confused guy that lacks severe masculinity. He severely lacks masculinity. That's the problem nowadays. I say that respectfully. And Sam Lee, I can help you. Sam Lee, here's the thing. Sam Lee, I would be willing to help you free of charge. If you become a $4.99 channel member here so you can get access to all the content, I will help you for as long as possible, free of charge. That's $5 a month, $60 a year. I will help you. I will help you at a level of $10,000 worth of value or more. I will help you turn your life around, build your confidence up, right? Change your wardrobe, change how you approach people and women, and you will attract a good woman that will respect you, want to date you and be intimate with you because she likes who you are, not because you're willing to pay her. Somebody please make Sam Lee aware of this, because I don't have time to reach out to people like that. But in order for me to be able to help you, or anyone to be able to help you, turn your life around in the way that I'm sure you wish you could do on your own, you've got to stop associating with people that you think are your friends and that you think give a shit about you. All you're doing is going on these drama shit show panels, and while these guys remain monetized until YouTube shuts them down, because eventually Flex and Cherry won't be monetized. Trust me, with the content they put out there, they'll be gone one day. You're making them money. You're getting them more views. You're getting them more attention, more money. And what's happening to you? Your reputation is going down the toilet. Do you realize, Sam Lee, by doing all this, this could all be used against you in the future if you ever have to get a W-2 job or work for a corporation, right? What if these gig apps go out of business, which I'm sure they're going to go out of business. We're going to talk about that on the way back out of the trail here. But what if these gig apps go out of business, which eventually most of us believe they will? You guys are coming out here and doing dumb shit on the internet, especially on YouTube, that is destroying your future. I made a few honest mistakes years ago. I'm still paying the price for them, but I've learned to deal with them, and I've turned it around for the most part. Give me a second here. Just waiting for some people to pass on by. Some beautiful homes right by the trail. Just living right here with a view of the water, and then all you have to do is walk out of your backyard for your daily walk. Yes, multi-million-dollar homes. These homes are minimum $2 million a piece, 1.75 to 2 million plus, in case you're wondering. The cool thing about that is the quality of people out here, for the most part, are good, safe, decent people. That's the one thing about living in an area that's expensive, is that typically you're going to have people walking these trails that are good people, because typically good people are making the good money. And the bad people that would be out here would just be looking to cause havoc. But they're just primarily decent people on these trails. There's no sketchy feeling at all. That's what I love about it. I don't like walking. There are some trails I've walked in other parts of Northern California that were a little sketch. I really don't enjoy those as much as I enjoy these very safe and family-friendly trails, you know. 6 thumbs up, third in the box. If you're here and you're not banned, at least get a $2.99 channel membership for members-only chats. And chat it up with us. If you're a moderator, you can chat for free. Let's talk about this. Everything wrong with the gig economy, offline and online, right? So I think we said enough about Sam Lee. Sam, reach out to me. Somebody make Sam aware. I'm willing to help him for free. All he has to do is become a $4.99 channel member. And even if you don't become a channel member, I'll still help you. You just won't be able to chat in my chats unless you do. Unless I occasionally do a public chat, in public stream. But one way or another, Sam, I'm willing to help you. And I don't want anything in return for it. Maybe we can do an interview at some point and talk about your progress as a testimonial, but that's about it. I'm not looking for any money from you. I feel for you, and I feel for guys like you, and I think you're a good guy. You're just confused. And no one's willing to help you. People are just exploiting you like they've done to me for years. All they're doing is exploiting you and then extorting money, making money off of your misery. And they're leading you to believe that they're your friends and it's a safe place to go there and share your most intimate secrets. Sam, I'll tell you this. I think deep within you're a much better person than Mr. Flex, than always cherry pick, and many of these other people. And I'm not trying to even kick them down. So there's more I got to say about them in a little bit, because that's part of, everything bad about the gig economy, online and offline. There's a lot that even DoorDash and Uber continues to do. We're going to talk about that on the way back that I've noticed, right? There's a lot that some of the more prominent content creators are continuing to do to mislead their audiences, just to try to make more ad revenue. We're going to talk about that, right? And I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm not here to trash anyone. I'm just stating the facts. I'm like, look, at what point are the men, and I only say this to the men because I really haven't noticed any issues from women. Let me ask you, AZ Prod and Nuclear Heat Graphics. When it comes to the gig economy community on YouTube and gig drivers in the real world, do you not notice more issues with men than women? I hardly notice any issues with women when it comes to the gig economy, online and offline. It's all by men. And it's all by men that have some type of issues that stem probably back to their childhood, or that are regarding some insecurities, right? And I'm really trying to not use words that I promised I would not use. I don't want to label these men, but there's a few commonalities amongst all of them, right? I will just say again, it's the middle-aged Caucasian men. And now it's affecting the younger men in general, of any ethnicity. And with the exception of Hot Facts with Robert Reese, most of these drama channels in the gig economy community are run by middle-aged Caucasian men. Robert is one of the exceptions, being an African-American drama channel creator. And quite frankly, Robert, you can if you want to cut this and try to leverage me for more views. I got one thing to say about Robert too here in a second. I'll share it because there's a lot that we need to talk about. All the bad, right? So we can make it all good. But yeah, Robert, you are a drama channel. You are way more of a drama channel. Yes, you do cover the news, but you're like the TMZ of the gig economy. And even other communities too. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do, that is cool. But you are a drama channel, dude. You are primarily a drama channel. And speaking of Robert, while we're on to Robert here, we're getting towards the part of the trail that I stop and then I turn around. This trail goes around another quarter mile to half mile, but I go out to about the 2 mile point. So right now we are almost at 1 hour. And then I turn around and go another 2 miles back to the lot. AZ Prod, that's for damn sure. Robert is really desperate for views and will leverage anything he can to look more popular than he really is. Yeah, no, he'll clip this and that's fine. I don't care. I don't think any of these people are really bad people. I think a lot of them lack creativity and lack a purpose on YouTube that they feel would be feasible outside of creating drama content. Now, I'm not here to create drama content. I'm a coach. So all I'm doing is sharing my thoughts of all this behavior from the perspective of a coach. And if you want to label that drama, that's on you. But all I'm doing is looking at this from the outside and saying, wow, I can't believe my eyes and ears. And I've made some dumb mistakes in my life, but never like this. I've never seen anything like this, right? Let me give you the front perspective until we get to the end here. The senior couple, let's see how far they go. They might go around. But I'm going to go right to where you see those homes at the end right there before it curves to the right. I'm going to go to there and then turn around. You like this part of the trail, AZ Prod? I also came out here today because this is how I balance my time. I told Dawn I'm coming out early to the trails today, or to the trail today to do my walk because I want to spend more time with you. I'm going to go to a different part of the SF Bay Trail to give the audience a different view. And it's right by a restaurant. I'm going to pick us up some food that I know Dawn likes and I like. And I use the Uber app because I for this particular restaurant, it's the same price. They're not upcharging on, like, restaurants have the option to upcharge Uber pickup orders or not. So what I do is I take Don's order in mine, I put it into my Uber cart under a pickup order, and when I have about 15 minutes left on my walk, I'm going to go offline for a second, open the Uber app. My credit card's already in there. I hit submit order. By the time I get to my car, I pack things up. All I got to do is go to the restaurant right down the way, pick up the food, put it in my DoorDash hot bag, drive home a couple miles, and spend time with my lady. How's that for multitasking and work, personal life balance, right? And that's the right way to use the internet. Like there's a good part of having smartphones and the internet to manage your time better. This is effectively using technology as a beneficial way, right? But when you use technology like Sam Lee or these other guys I mentioned to, vomit stuff on the internet and creating all this unnecessary drama, I just think that's just one of the most pathetic things I've ever seen. And again, I think it has to do with the fact that these men need this as their outlet. Even you, Robert, I think this is your outlet, man. Unfortunately, Robert, and give me 1 second here. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right, we're back live. Can you still hear me okay, Easy Prod? Still at 100% battery. Your trails are fantastic, brother. I would love to check them out one day. Furthermore, AZ Prod says, that's for damn sure. Robert is really desperate. Oh, I already read that. Okay, I did. Okay, so the rest of the people are going to the end of the trail. You see, it curves around right there. And it goes around probably for like another half mile, and then you have to either turn around or you can cut through the streets and walk out that way. The SF Bay Trail eventually over the next 10 plus years is going to be connected as a loop around the entire bay. It'll be 500 miles of trail. But not yet. When it is done, I will walk the entire Bay Trail with Dawn over the course of probably 30 days. And we will broadcast the whole thing live. Maybe we'll even get a sponsor to do it, because that's going to cost some money, but it'll be fun. It'll be really, really super fun. Now there are people coming back, so as they get closer, I'll pull off to the side. Yeah, I think even you, Robert, and the rest of the people I mentioned, Flex and Torp and Cherry, and a lot of these people that just talk about drama, I think this is your outlet. And I'll say this. There are many things that I'm going to be doing with my organization, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. There are many things that I have been planning for years to do. One is create a nonprofit to help combat cyberbullying and harassment and help people deal with issues from the internet that they're struggling with nowadays, because the laws are kind of skewed, and the FBI and police don't really care about helping until something major happens, like somebody's injured or dead. Then it's too late, right? Let me pull up this side here. So, I want to kind of make the organization the liaison between people that need the help and the authorities, whether it's your local police, state police, sheriff in the county where you're at, or even federal police like the FBI, etc., right? But additionally, I want to help men have an outlet to discuss their issues, because no one is giving them that outlet. So what's happening, you correct me if I'm wrong, Easy Prod, what's happening is these men are coming out here on YouTube and using YouTube as their manly outlet, and they're putting out all this stuff publicly that should be discussed privately, in a group or within an organization that can facilitate this, right? Now, what a lot of people don't know is I have a lot of domain names that I've purchased. I believe I have modernmanresources.org and modernmanresources.com. And there's no website there right now. I was going to start this. I've had those domain names probably for 4 years now, at least. I was going to start something 3 to 4 years ago. Right? But just so many things came up. I was dealing with a lot of things 3 years ago on YouTube. And I had to put that on the back burner. Then I met Dawn, and there was a transition there from us commuting back and forth to see each other, and then the transition of moving her out here. So, there's been a lot going on to where I just didn't have the time or energy to get this going. But also, a few years back, like a year and a half or almost 2 years ago, I have another channel called Becoming a Better Man. And I haven't put a lot. I put some content out there. If you search for it, Becoming a Better Man, there is some content you might like out there. AZ Prod, but I've also put out some live stream replays there that I felt were too hot for Coach Eli too, after some people came on. Right? When you bring people onto your live streams, they also have to follow the community guidelines. And if you feel you bring on some people and they say some things that question the monetization policies, right? Then you gotta delete it and have a backup copy. Like whenever I do these from the studio, I have a perfect backup copy recording at the same time as it's streaming out to YouTube, so I can upload it anywhere else. And I have fiber, so I can do it very quickly, right? So there's a channel called Becoming a Better Man. And I think that is the channel. I will still call it Becoming a Better Man, but it will be a part of the Modern Man Resources label, which is going to also be a subsidiary of the January Networking Association. So everything I do, Coach Eli, Modern Man Resources, Becoming a Better Man, whatever I do is a subsidiary of the January Networking Association, or GNA for short. Okay? So I'm Coach Eli, Elias Melas, DBA, doing business as January Networking Association, or GNA for short. Now, Robert, I know you're probably going to be watching this. Maybe you're watching this now. I would love to be a part of that organization. Well, I'd love to have you as a part of both. And honestly, I cannot mention names here, but there are a few people I've been talking with behind the scenes that have known me for a while that I will have come on to these organizations as an executive member. And executive members, even though it'd be a non-profit, will get paid. You have to understand, just because, give me a second. Just because a business is a non-profit doesn't mean you don't get paid. It's still, a non-profit organization is a business. It's just not a business for profit. You're not there to make money. You're there to help people with a cause. You're basically a cause-based organization. I'm going to be looking to taking one aspect of the GNA into a 501c3 nonprofit organization. There will still be a for-profit aspect. My coaching business is a for-profit aspect. But I want to put out there two very important aspects that need to be non-for-profit. And that's combating bullying and harassment, and that's also modern man resources. We need to help men in this modern world at the same level women are being supported through Women's Lib. Women have a lot more support nowadays than men. They have a lot more programs than men. There are a lot more battered shelters for women than men. We need to do the same thing for men. We need to make it a fair playing field. We need to help men better understand what masculinity means in the modern world. And it actually means nothing different than in the past. It's just men have a skewed view of masculinity because of the way that they're being raised, and because in many cases their mothers were the breadwinners and they were the masculine role in the marriage, right? The mother was the head of the household. Now, nothing wrong with being equally the head of the household, the man and the woman. But if a young boy doesn't have a good, strong, masculine role model as a father, and let's say the mother instead is being the masculine role, right? Or from a broken household, let's say the father's not around and the mother has to be the mother and the father, that little boy is going to be confused, and that's why they turn out to be like Sam Lee. And that's why I'm not being critical, I'm just saying we need to help these guys turn their lives around. We need to give them the resources that the government's not giving them. The government is not giving men the real true resources that we need. We're out to fend for ourselves, right? But I can bet you the government would approve my nonprofit organization for me to do it because the government wants things to be equal. They just don't want to put in the time and work to create all this stuff for men. They're actually expecting men to just figure it out on their own. And in all honesty, men should be able to figure it out on their own. But as we've seen, because of the dominance of women in the modern world, many men just cave and give up, right? So we got to do something to help these men. We got to do something to bring awareness to what real masculinity embodies, right? And real masculinity is not about being a jerk. It's not about being an arrogant, pompous ass, but it's also about not being a big fucking pussy. You got to be a good hybrid in the middle, little cocky, playful, funny, right? You need to be a loving yet dominant man, meaning that, be a loving, decent guy, but stand up for yourself if your lady is saying or doing something you don't believe in. No, don't yell at her, and don't be abusive verbally or physically, but respond, say, baby, come on, you're being ridiculous. No, I'm not. Yes, you are, babe. Why do you say so? I love you, babe, but babe, listen, I love you. And look, I'm just standing up for myself because I disagree with you. I still love you. If I didn't stand up for myself, babe, you wouldn't respect me. You know what, babe? You're right. That's all you got to say. That embodies masculinity. Masculinity is not about being a control freak and trying to control women and keep them barefoot pregnant in the kitchen. It means that you need to be able to stand up for yourself if your woman calls you out on something that you feel is wrong. But most of these beta males nowadays just agree with everything that women say, even if they know the woman's wrong, because they think that's the way to get to her heart and in her pants. No, that's the way to get into the friend zone if you're even lucky to be in the friend zone. She won't respect you if you're like that. AZ Prod, I agree. Let's make it happen. Well, let me talk about this because I've probably got another 30 minutes before I have to start to wrap this up, and there's a lot more to talk about AZ Prod. So, look at the sun glistening in the water over there. Nice spot to bring your lady right here. Look at that. You come right down here. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, huh? You can even see over. That's in that area over there is where the other trail is at. And if you look over here, that's one exit down. Woodside Road, Seaport Boulevard. They have, that's where they extract the salt from the bay there. That's like a salt extraction plant or something. I don't know. I'm hearing some big dog barking. I don't know where that dog is at, but that sounds like a big one. You can tell the size of a dog typically by how deep that bark is. And the next dog that Don and I are going to get down the road is going to be a big ass male German Shepherd, like 80 to 100 pounds. Train it to be a real nice and sweet dog, but if you try to do something against the law or break in or harm anyone, then they'll just bite your nuts off or your face. Right? I heard that German Shepherds can bite at a degree of around 500 pounds of pressure. Oh my God. Just imagine with a real trigger German Shepherd just coming at your face with 500 pounds of pressure of strong ass shepherd teeth. God, no thank you, man. I think that would be the end. And they're really strong dogs. They are really, really strong dogs, all muscle. All right. So yeah, Robert Reese. Let's talk about this, because you want me to come on your show, and I was on a panel with you on Real Talk with Royce last week, and I said to reach out to me. Well, here's the thing, Robert. I'd love to come on your show, but right now, I cannot come onto shows or I'm not doing any shows like that, because there are certain things that you're going to want me to talk about that I just can't talk about right now, and I'm not willing to talk about and don't want to talk about for many reasons, right? And I'm not saying that you wouldn't try to respect that. I think unintentionally, you're going to ask questions that I can't answer. And I just, right now, I got to take care of some other things where I cannot participate in certain aspects. But here's another thing, Robert. This is what Robert did. I'm only sharing this because I want people to really know everything regarding the bad of the gig economy, offline and online. Robert sends me an email 3 days later saying, "Are you really that much of a phony? You said you would get back to me to schedule a show. Are you really that much of a phony?" or something to that extent, right? I didn't even respond. And I'll say this, Robert. I mean, how professional of an email is that? When you want my attention, you want me to come on your show to bring value to your show. I don't have to go on your show or anyone else's show. I don't want to, right? So if anyone wants to get me on their show or collaborate with them, you think approaching me, with trash talk is gonna convince me to do it? Come on, dude. That's a severe lack of professionalism right there. I'm not upset, and I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm just saying there's another aspect of the gig economy there. Robert says he's the gig economy news channel. Fine, you can call yourself whatever you want, dude. I'm a life coach. Some people say I'm not. It's an unregulated industry, so I can call myself whatever I want. It's up to whoever wants to support me, follow me, or pay me to believe me or not, right? Just like what you do is unregulated. You can call yourself whatever you want. If you want to be the official, channel of the gig economy and no one else has claimed it with a trademark or anything, it's all yours. More power to you. But your lack of professionalism, dude, it's not going to get far with me or most decent people that you want on your show. And again, for many other reasons right now, I cannot participate with people that I know are going to ask me things about things I can't or don't want to talk about, or both. Got a family that's walking the trail really slowly, so we're going to pass them on the upper trail. What I love about the upper trail. Are there some people coming on the upper trail? I think so. But this is where you can see the lower trail that's soaked from this angle. Much better. No, those people are on the lower trail. But there's enough room on the other side to pass on the grass and not get wet. But wow, this trail got soaked. So that is that. Some other things I'll mention briefly. And I'll just say this briefly because I wasn't going to mention these guys because, I'm not looking to leverage any of these people. I would really hope that one day we could all get along, create real content, and stop all the drama. But I'll say just one quick thing about you, Pedro DoorDash Santiago. You continue to confuse people between your coaching and your DoorDash content, right? And I get it. I get that Pedro, in order for him to get enough clicks to make enough ad revenue, he has to talk about DoorDash stuff. Right? And all it's become, in my opinion, is a DoorDash channel, a DoorDash drama channel. Because all Pedro's talking about now is all the drama that customers are creating regarding DoorDash, or all the drama that the drivers are creating on DoorDash. There's nothing new to learn, right? There's nothing being taught about how to be a better DoorDash driver or blah, blah, blah this, right? It's all become a DoorDash drama channel, right? And then every so often, there's Coach Pedro coming out on the same channel with his motivational Wednesdays and some motivational streams. And quite frankly, I keep telling the guy, go all in on your coaching thing. Yes, you'll probably lose all the DoorDash drama views, but you have enough of an audience right now to convert probably 50 to 100 people at a $5 membership per month or $10 membership per month that would follow you as Coach Pedro. And you'd be doing something more respectful and more sustainable long term. Now, here's the thing, Pedro and Hannibal, I'll respond to them too. Because I wasn't going to do it last week when they were saying, oh, let's see how long Eli takes to respond. Let's see if he even responds to this, right? Yeah, they were talking about my girlfriend, Dawn, and I on that Christmas Day stream we did where Dawn's mother called and Dawn walked off the stage for a few to take the call, and I wasn't too happy about it, right? Well, they never showed any video of it. They talked about it for a little bit, and then again, Pedro came out and said, I could really help Eli turn his life around. He's like delusional with his coaching methods. He really thinks he's a coach. He really thinks he's helping people. No, I don't think I'm a coach. I know I'm a coach. And I don't think I'm helping people. I know I'm helping people. And that's how I feel about myself. If you feel otherwise, that's fine. That's your opinion. Right? But I don't think you really feel that way. I think you'll do whatever it takes to get clicks. Right? All I'm saying, dude, is I'm not trying to compete with you. I think you're just as capable as I am of helping people out here in a coaching way. And I'm saying, dude, if you focused on that one aspect and stop talking about DoorDash drama like the rest of the gig economy community is doing, then you would be more successful and have something more prominent and more respectful to be proud of, right? I want to wrap up regarding the online gig economy community here before I take the last part of this show and talk about the offline gig economy regarding, hey, what is DoorDash and Uber doing and how is that affecting customers? You know, what's really going on? How much longer is it going to be around, right? I will say this. The online DoorDash community, which is primarily out here on YouTube. There is a part of it on Reddit, and the Reddit community is actually pretty good. There's not as much drama on Reddit, right? But out here on YouTube, I would say about 90% of the gig economy creators are drama, shit show, disturbing men. That's all. That's all it is. All it is a bunch of whiny, immature, insecure, grown-ass men that are a part of the gig economy, or they're a part of the gig economy offline because they drive for the apps, but then they come online and all they do is trash talk each other and other people about things that have nothing to do with the gig economy. This community has been all over the place. And many YouTube communities have gone this way because there are similar types of men that are infiltrating and infesting these communities and using them as an outlet to cry over their lack of masculinity and their insecurities, instead of finding an outside support group to better help them. And it's harder to find those outside support groups because there are very few of them. And that's why I want to create like a national and maybe even international support group for men. It would primarily be online. And I think the best way to do it that would be feasible and affordable would be to do like Zoom calls, regular Zoom calls. Like there would be like a 1 or 2 hour Zoom call once per week for men that want to be a part of this community. Now, I don't know if we would charge a membership fee, because nonprofit organizations will only survive with fees and donations. And I don't think we would get enough donations right away to completely offer a free service, but we want to offer it as low cost as possible. And I think if we were to get men at $4.99 or $9.99 per month, $4.99 per month or $9.99 per month, to have one of the best outlets and get the support they really need amongst their peers to become better men, I think that would be invaluable. I think that would, the value of that minimal investment would impact their lives tremendously in every aspect, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and even financially, right? You correct me if I'm wrong. AZ Prod, I don't know why people think insulting someone will help them get their way. Well, I'll tell you, AZ Prod, when it comes to Robert Reese, look, I think there are a lot of good things he does. I think his intentions usually are good, and usually most of the stories he talks about, there is at least some truth to them. He does exaggerate some things, right? But I'll tell you what I think it is about Robert. I think Robert is very inexperienced at podcasting and doing these types of shows and building these types of communities. Now, I'm not saying that Robert has no experience. He's done things in the real world. You know, he's coached and trained kids, and he's been a part of communities, but there's a difference in doing that. And I'm not saying I'm better than him. I'm just sharing my experience on why I'm able to do this. I've got public speaking experience and doing this for, I'd say, about 20 years now, or well, maybe almost 25 years. Going back to my corporate days, I did public speaking. And then when I became self-employed, a little over 15 years ago, even before I started the January Networking Association, or GNA, first 2 years of running after I got my insurance licenses and became self-employed, I was a member of the San Jose Chamber of Commerce. I was a member of a business referral network group that met once per week for the San Jose Chamber of Commerce. I was attending other networking events all over Northern California. I started my own networking organization 2 years after that. I did a lot of public speaking, not only regarding insurance tips, but I learned a lot more about personal development, and I learned more about what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur and what it takes to truly run a business, right? I have a lot of public speaking experience in the real world, and I'm not just talking out of my ass. People can go to the January Networking Association, or GNA, YouTube channel. It's been around since 2015. And see some videos there. Now, there's also a link on that site to my original YouTube channel, which is still up. It's called the Elias Melas channel. You can go to it at youtube.com/Elias Melas, right? And when I first started my networking organization, I had many years of public speaking gigs that I did, where I spoke, or where people spoke at, whether it was my event or someone else's event. So I have a lot of public speaking, gigs posted right here on YouTube, stemming back all the way to 2009 when the Elias Melas YouTube channel was started. But my public speaking experience even goes before that. Now, I understand, Robert, you may have done things in a similar matter. You ran some groups and stuff, but I don't think you've networked a great big area like Northern California, which is probably more than 200 to 300 square miles. I networked all over Northern California for like 10 years. 4 to 5 days a week. I was driving around in my Mustang convertible back then. I put so many miles on that car. I was everywhere. I knew everyone and still do. But more so than that is I built experience doing public speaking in person. I also did lots of podcasting. Okay. Went to many other networking events where I sat at tables and I broke bread with many other people. You know the term breaking bread is a biblical term for like eating a meal, sharing a meal, or having dinner with a group of people. You break bread with people, you network, right? So I've built the experience through all of that. And again, the thing is this, people can come out here and say, Eli, you're talking out of your ass and you're full of shit. And I'll say, go to those links and see for yourself. There's my experience. There's my resume for being a coach. There's my resume for public speaking and learning what I've learned to be able to teach it today. And I'm not trying to get you down, Robert. I think you're a good guy and you can make something out of yourself. But I think you just lack experience. That's all it is. One day, maybe he'll figure it out. But I'll tell you this, Robert's wife is just like him. No disrespect to Amelia. No disrespect. I'm just saying, Robert's wife just goes along with what Robert does. And if Robert's wife's going to enable what Robert's doing, then you know what? If they both think they're doing the right thing, then you know what? That's on them. All I got to say is this. Anyone that's ever come to my channel or that, you know, I reach out to collaborate with, I reach out respectfully. I send an email. If I don't get a response, I may send a second email. If I don't get a response the second time, that's it. I move on. I won't push things. People that are going to work with you are going to work with you because they want to. They're not going to lead you on. The right people are going to be interested sooner than later. They're going to act quickly, and you'll just know. And you can't sit there and push people and force people to do something. Because that's just going to further push people away that are already probably not interested in working with you for whatever reason. So that is that. As far as, let me see, where are we at? We are at 98 minutes. 28 in the box, 7 thumbs up. Folks, please consider getting your members only live chat $2.99 membership, or get the $4.99 so that way you can get the members only live streams with Don and I. AZ Prod, exactly, just move on, says AZ Prod. Yep. I'm telling you folks, a lot of you, oh yeah, I was going to say this. The problem with the gig economy, there's too much drama going on. Too much drama. It's become one big drama shit show community, as have many communities out here on YouTube, right? What I will say though is this. Hats off to the ladies. And I'm not just saying this to shame men. It's the truth. The ladies are way more drama-free in the gig economy community than the men. God bless you. Mad respect to you ladies. Meaty Mama, very professional. The California one, very professional. Even Megan Reisman, she walked away from all this crap and is doing like video game content. And she's younger. Very professional. I'm very impressed by, and she's what, in her mid-20s? God bless you, Megan Reisman. Who else? What's that woman, Kim Side Hustle Money? Very professional. She doesn't fall into the drama at all. I'm going to get past here. I just didn't understand that. Let me see. That couple saw me come with a camera. They sat there. It was an Asian lady and a Caucasian man. And the Asian lady was sitting there strolling her baby, and she froze. And they were covering the entire trail. And they were on the. This is the thing. I think it's an Asian thing because I think in their country they drive and walk on the left, where we drive and walk on the right here. So she was on the left. She froze. I had to literally walk around them. You saw it on camera. Like they see this camera something, they're like, whoa, let's just freeze there and see if this guy can figure out to just walk around us. Anyway, it is what it is. Look at how beautiful it is. Sun's going to start to go down soon. We have been on for 101 minutes. An hour and 41 minutes. It's going to be a 2-hour walk. I knew it. I love it. I love coming out here. It's a 2-hour walk. And whenever I know I'm doing this 2-hour walk, this is where some of the best shows I've done on my walks come from. That nice palm tree out there. It's a nice place for a paddle boat or a rowboat, right? So yeah, hats off to the women. Kim's Side Money Hustle Plans, no drama, right? And I think there are a few other, AZ Prod, help me out here. I can't remember. I think there are a few other female content creators in the gig economy. But I will tell you, not one of those women that have a channel prominent enough that's getting traction that I know about, that I've known about since I was driving last year, at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, not one of them has created drama ever. I have never seen the women in the gig economy community create drama. You would think the woman would create all the drama because they're the ones that respond to everything emotionally first, right? But it's not the women creating the issues, it's the men. It's the men. It's the men. The grown-ass men in their 40s and 50s and beyond. And the women are just like keeping it professional. And they might be complaining a little bit like we are about some of the programs, but they're doing it in a much more respectful and professional way than all of us men are. And I'm not going to lie, I've had my moments of where I've overreacted and been unprofessional. But at the same time, I will also say I haven't been anywhere nearly as unprofessional as some of these guys, like the Pedros, the Hannibals, the Torps, the always cherry pick, the Flexes, and all of them. Very true. What is very true? AZ Prod, be more specific, please. Be a little more specific, brother. I think when I'm rounding the corner, I'm back on the cement. When I round the corner of that daycare center over there, I think I'm gonna pause the stream for like a little less than a minute, fire up the Uber app, and just place my order, because I'll still have about a 15-minute walk back to the car once I get there. Then I gotta go to the car, I gotta pack the equipment, and then literally it's just one parking lot over to the restaurant. It's there's I can't remember what it's called. It's an upscale like burger, steak, and seafood joint right here in Redwood Shores. And Dawn is having some grilled salmon and some garlic mashed potatoes. And some, I think, vegetables too that come with it. And I ordered, it's a half-pound Philly cheesesteak sandwich. Half a pound of beef. That's a huge Philly cheesesteak. A half-pound Philly cheesesteak is huge. That's also a big burger. With the white cheese. And I also ordered us some, what was it? I can't remember. I got an appetizer. I think it was a quesadilla or chicken quesadilla or something. I cannot remember. Cynthia says, yummy. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing? So AZ Prod will probably get back in a little bit here and say in a little greater detail what he meant by when he said very true. Good to see that. Thank you. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm balancing work and personal life. I had to come out and do this walk today, dude. When I saw the weather was going to be sunny all day, even though it's cold, when I saw it's going to be sunny, when I saw it was going to be sunny, I had to come out to this trail where I knew it was going to take me 2 hours to do it. And I was going to have plenty of time to talk to you folks and then get food right around the corner. As a matter of fact, I'm going to place the order right now. Hang on a second, I'll be right back, folks. All right, we are back live. Says my order will be ready at 4:23. It's 4:07 Pacific. That's like, what, 16 minutes? So, perfect timing. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I took Don's order on the Uber app, and since this company doesn't upcharge for Uber pickup orders, I used Uber, put the order in the cart of the Uber app of the restaurant. My credit card's already in there, and all I have to do is pause the stream for a second, 15 minutes before getting to my car, place the order. By the time I get to my car and pack up my equipment, I go right around the corner, pick up the food, put it into my DoorDash hot bag that I still have from the days I drove, drive home the 2 miles down the freeway, and enjoy the night with my lady. There you go. That's effectively managing your time, right? But, yeah, I'm going to take the last part of the show and just talk about my thoughts about what DoorDash has been doing lately and what Uber have been doing lately. I'm beginning to see, I'm hearing a lot of things from one of the most trusted people regarding rideshare in the gig economy, and that's Uber Jeep AZ, Jeff. I've got to get over to his channel. I've been watching a lot of his stuff on the replay. I haven't had time to catch the live streams lately for most people because I'm doing my live streams and I've had other things to deal with my family and other unexpected things to deal with as well. I'm going to actually cut through here because there's somebody over there. This is right by the hotel. So I just came out this way instead of going around that way. Oh, right back here, you can see the back end of the airport from this angle. Look at the sun right there. There's one of the hangars over there. So anyway, and Uber Jeep AZ has been talking about how, they've been, lowering base pay even for rideshare, and you got to focus on all the surges and stuff, but even the surges, are less often and have less money. It just seems like the gig apps continue to cut what they were initially paying people. And I finally realized why I think they're doing that. I think it's the same concept as supply and demand. Just like gas prices, which were going down. Gas prices got down to $4.19 a gallon at one of the cheapest gas stations in my area here in California. But now they're back up 40 cents to $4.59 a gallon for regular unleaded. And that happened in the last week and a half. That fast. Supply and demand. The more people that need gas during the current time forces more production and increases the cost, right? Now, when fewer people are on the road, they lower the prices. So then that gets more people to come out, and then they can increase the prices with more production, right? So think about DoorDash and Uber when they first started. What I heard when DoorDash and Uber first started, let's talk about Uber for rideshare. I heard rideshare drivers, some of them were making like $2,000+ per week, $8,000 a month. What's that? Is that $96,000 a year? Almost $100,000 a year. Doing rideshare, $100K. Now, I think hybrids were just really becoming prominent back then. One of the most prominent hybrids was the what do you call it? The Prius, the Toyota Prius, right? And one of the first ones that came out, I believe, was getting like 49 miles per gallon city and highway. Pretty damn good gas mileage, huh? So you would see a lot of these Uber drivers getting a hybrid, making $2,000+ a week, right? Well, why were they making that much money back then? Because it was a new concept, right? People were willing to probably pay a little bit more for it back then because still, taxis are extremely expensive, right? But if you lower your fares a bit and make it easier for people to use a service with an app, then you'll gain a lot of business. Now, as the years have gone by, there are way more drivers on the road, supply and demand, right? There's also Lyft. There are more options, right? So the demand with drivers wanting to work more and make more is there. So that means the company knows there are more people that want to do this work. So they lower the wages, right? They lower the payouts, right? Because they know if 10% of the drivers quit, there's still 90% there that'll take the work. Somebody out of those tons of drivers out there will accept the lowball offers, right? There's too many drivers on the road. These markets are overly saturated, and it gives the upper hand completely to the companies like DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, etc., right? When there's less demand and less drivers available, you got to pay them more to get them out there, right? Hell yeah, rideshare drivers in Phoenix were clearing $120K a year at one point. In Phoenix, $120K, bro, that's listen, brother. $120K in Phoenix is like over 200 plus grand or 250 grand where I live, equivalent, because it's much cheaper for you to live in Phoenix than it is for me to live out here in the Bay Area. No disrespect, I'm just saying, that's damn good money, brother, in Phoenix. Now, $120K in the Bay Area is the median income, dude. And you could barely survive with that income out here. But we're looking at what, 10 years ago? And in Phoenix? And in 10 years ago, the economy was still moving up even here, but it wasn't what it is today. So you can make 120 grand? Dude, that's literally 10 grand a month. 10 grand a month? So these guys were making $2,500 a week doing rideshare. Now they're lucky to clear $500 to $800 a week. Why? Because everyone and their mother and brother and sister want to do the work. And everyone now has turned this luxury service into a necessity, to the point of where they don't want to pay luxury fees anymore. So the rates have gone down. In order for these companies to make money, they got to pay less base pay and put the focus more on customers tipping. And that's just not right. So I'm getting seen, whoa. This dude just walked around me, just drove around me, didn't wait for me to even pass. Jesus Christ. Yeah, rideshare, even up until last year, like in 2022, I think was the very last year that you could still make okay money on these apps. I started seeing in February of 2023, and that's why I stopped primarily too, not just because it was too risky to do the work for insurance purposes and other things, right? But I started seeing it all go down in February of 2023. But I think rideshare was still kind of hanging in there for parts of 2023, and now even rideshare is right there. They've cut pay on everything. It's time to look for other work, folks. It's time to find other gigs where you don't have to use your car to deliver things. Or if you're going to use your car to deliver things, maybe doing it for like Amazon Flex or doing it for like UPS or something like that would be more feasible, right? Because here's the thing, those companies could say, hey, look, here's what we have today. We've got 10 packages for you to deliver. They all need to be delivered by this amount of time. And you can work for 5-6 hours during this time. The first one needs to be delivered by this time. The last one needs to be delivered by this time. They give you the order of delivery, and you have preset work. If you have preset work, that's great, because then you're not sitting around wasting time and idling and all that shit. But I think one of the main problems with these apps, with the gig apps, is you got to now go and sit in front of a hotspot. Before, when they weren't saturated, you could sit at your home miles away and get orders miles away. Now you got to sit at a hotspot. You got to idle your car with AC or with heat, right? Wasting gas, wasting time, where you could be doing something else. It's not feasible. I'm going to start to come up with a game plan for gig workers to help them with their exit and do something else that's going to bring them some money. And I'll be talking about that really soon. But for now, I really got to get going. We are at 120 minutes. That's 2 hours exactly. Thank you to everyone for being here. That's why so many people jumped into the gig economy. Now it's worthless. You're right. Folks, please consider getting your channel membership at least at the $4.99 level. Because Don and I will probably do another live stream, members only, soon. Who knows? Maybe even as soon as tomorrow night or Tuesday night. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. And I'll tell you, the one we did last night was really, really good. AZ Prod was there. Santa Palacio was there. Jenny Sadler and a few more. Right? And then the rest of the people probably watching on the replay. I haven't checked yet. I'm sure they have. There's going to be a lot of great content and participation through these members-only shows. Not just the live chats. This is a public stream with a members-only live chat. I'm talking about a purely members-only live stream where you have to be a member to access even the video portion of the stream. These are more intimate, and the people that join, there's virtually no trolling, and we brainstorm and we share experiences and we all learn from each other, and that's our outlet as well. And it's an outlet where we're all learning and growing together, and it's a great feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. There's no stress. There's no trolling. There's no hating. You don't have to worry about any of that. So join today at the $4.99 level. With that being said, have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other.